This is day 957, the Arukh HaShulchan. If you like to smash out, come share more of the Arukh HaShulchan. Please contact me directly. Very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Siman Tov Reish Mem Vav, Sif Aleph to Tes. Tov Reish Mem Vav. Dine Hadas. Hadasim. Alfanaf Eitz Avos. Darshu Chachamim. This Pasuk in Torah is expounded. Shanof Mechasim Meseitzav. It is a branch where the leaves cover its wood. Ribuy means that it has lots of Anafim means branches, but really it's here it's talking about the leaves. It's near it, so to the point that the wooden stem is not seen. That's hadas. Pechidami avos. What's avos? Kagon the kaimei tlaso b'chadkino, that you have three leaves coming out of each out of a single level. In other words, three leaves come out adjacent to one another. Beagle in a circle, in one circle. One is now lower than the other one. That's called by us Mishuloshim. If two of the leaves on the same level, corresponding to each other. The third leaf is Lamalam, is above them. It's not avos. It's called Hadas Shota, literally a foolish Hadas. Meaning that it's not a proper, and it's proper. It could be it's supposed to be Hadas Sota. The Sota means a deviant Hadas. That it's and the word Shota and Sota were probably related, and I never thought of that before. They're obviously related. Okay, it's not proper. It's supposed to, even if under oppressive circumstances, it's possible all 7 days. There's an opinion in the Gemara, the kosher that it's kosher if you have two leaves on the same level. One on top of them. Therefore, in these countries, there's a custom. It says to be yotzi with these the dasim which are imported, where the three leaves are not on the same level. Those who say the dasim any crime hadas shoteh. Our that's not called hadas shoteh, hadas soteh. However, v'heim shnayim agabe shnayim, since they're two on top of two, not two on top of one or one on top of two. V'heim hadas shoteh muskamar. That's not like the hadas shoteh in the Gemara. L'chein agul hakach mashchas mari shuvosem akal. So for the custom is being lenient, like the Marik and Mari said, and the Mari is the Chumas Adeshan, and the Varad Var B'Siyat Yishmael, we will now explain the Ramah. The Gemara says, what is considered to be Avos? Rav Yehuda Avu, the Kaimit Tlos, the Tirfei. Bikino, there are three leaves on the on each coming out of each level. Rav Kana Marafilu Chebachar Kana said even 2 and 1. Rav Acha Rava Mahada Chebachar. Rav Acha Rava look specifically for the 2-1 format. Of another you put me Rav Kana because Rav Kana said so. Only Mar Barbara Memo Ravashi, Marina Toravashi, the Abba Lahu Hadas Shoita Koile. He called this a Hadas Shoita. Ayin Sham. So over there, Rishon's first opinion holds the Maskana, the first opinion in the Ramah, first opinion in the base, Yosef actually, holds that the Maskana Dachila apostle. The Maskana rejects that, I mean it's apostle. Nevertheless, Hadas Shoita, it's a Shoita, but it's Hadas. El Shiesh Tov, but there's something better than it. Kamo B'chor Shoteh, such as a B'chor Shoteh. The Pinon Havi B'chor, it's required to be redeemed below an Achla. I'm not sure what a B'chor Shoteh is. I really don't know. Okay, whatever it is. Well, I quickly was ordered to the Google Hadar and looked it up. And the language is not in the Gemara, but it's language Gemara is Bukhra Suchla, and it's in Baba Basra, Taf Kuf Chavav and Beis. Book of the Gemara says Kol buchra the ima buchra suchla karile. Bukhar on the mother's side, not on the father's side, is called a bukhar suchla. And the Rashbam says, "Lo mishum shluso," not because he's a fool. Elafi sheina bukhar gomer. He's not a complete bukhar. Madash shota sheina kosher. Madash shota was not kosher. So the Rashbam makes a connection. Thing is that he's not a bukhar for any purpose. It's a bukhar for the mother. So I'm not sure what the Arukh HaShulchan is saying. The Binyan have a Bechor? Oh, yes, because, it is a Bechor for Binyan. So it is a Bechor for Binyan because it's Petarechem, okay? Lo Nachla, it's not Bechor for Nachla, okay? But it come Bechor. No, it's called a Bechor. For the person Binyan, it's called a Bechor. Vatorah, because Ochinami, here too. Kenu, Emes Loshon, Avos Chalafi Loshnayim. And Javos, since it's a meal Rabbim Shnayim, can go also on two. Varayos and Mechoshen Eifod. The evidence is from Choshen Eifod, the Parshas Tetzaveh. It says that them mikvalos taseosam masavos. You should make for them chains which are made in this manner of avos. Tikkum is gedil, that they're braided. The Rashi Pirish Loshen Kliya. Rashi explains that it's language of weaving. The gadil hakafuf l'shnayim, and gedil is something which is bent in two. Kamina gedil gedilim arekan arba. By tzitzis, we say gedilim is four. Gedil itself is two. Kamina ibam is gedil shnayim. Kliya v'gakim b'shnayim, and braid is also with two. Kamvur b'rambam. So that's b'Shabbos. The kliya havitulad dariga. Kliya weaving. Kliya braiding is a tolada. It's a derivative of ariga, of weaving. V'chaya kubarig in the Bible, just like weaving. Barig namreish perikukim l'Shabbos. Horik shnei chutim chayav. Somebody who weaves two strands is chayav. Kliya v'gakim b'shnayim. And weaving also is in two, and braiding is also in two. So anaf eitzavos can mean even two. When the Gemara says, what is avos? Klumar min hamuvchar. This is a very radical interpretation, but I think this is what the Gemara means, that the mitzvah min hamuvchar is to have three. You have three. Rav Kana feel trei b'chad have a min hamuvchar. Rav Kana is saying that 2 and 1 is also muvchar. It's also the best form of doing mitzvah. Zedacha, that we reject. Zedash shoteh, that's how to shoteh klamar the klas muvchar yoser. The one which has 3 in the same level is superior. And because never gam eno gam zayin apostle. Also, it's not possible shouldn't train mikra avos because 2 is also called avos as we have said. Mishnah says according to the first opinion of Shulchan Aruch, it's not it's not a radas at all. That's possible even in all the rest of the days. And also if it's two on top of 2, like the Ramah's case, it's also not considered to be avos. Mishnah says on the Ramah that the minhag is mekel, that the Gra and other Achronim were very, very dubious about this minhag, which has no basis. Not with 2 and 1, not with 2 and 2. And the Ramah finds grave difficulty sustaining the minhag. Therefore, Yirei Hashem will make the effort to find a proper avos, which is 3. Of course, obviously, Arukh HaShulchan is coming to Mechadesh, that it's not so simple. V'yesh because those that say the Shalonu Adifa mitrei v'chad, ours is superior from 2 and 1. The olam ein chil ben shnaim u'shloshim mitam shebiyarnu. No, 2 and 3 as we wrote. Not sure means that. V'yesh because the Shalonu Adifa mitrei v'chad. Oh, I guess those which are 2 on one level, 2 on another level. Because it's always 2s, which is good. It's supposed to having one on one level of 1. That's why that's called that's shlishi, because the third one is a solitary leaf. The one which is the solitary one above the 2. This one removes it from being avos. They ain't avos b'achos v'shnayim because can't have avos with less than 2. But so those are the hours which are 2 by 2. Shapim mikra avos are called avos ukshem agmurim heim, and they are totally kosher. Biur Halacha says the Bechur Yaakov is astonished at this. That even though the man says even though the maker b'shas chak, it's only with 2 and 1, but 2 and 2 has no basis. So on the contrary, he says by 2 Arukh HaShulchan has 2 on top of 2 is superior. Mishnah says 2 on top of 2 is inferior. Big machlekes. Now the Yotzar Rebbe Beken Echad. If you had a bunch of them coming out at the same level, the Noshar Rebbe and lots of them fell off. At Shloni Shar El Shloisha Beken Echad until only 3 left on the level, still kosher. Feel Noshar Rubam, even then the majority fall off. Kanocha Yeshiva, such where the 7 leaves kind of Echad. The Noshar Mehem Arba 4 fell off. The Yeshua Shlosha and the 3 left kosher, still kosher. Zer Shana Tur. Tur says in Noshar Rov Alim Shel Shir Avos Pasul. In most of the leaves of the shear of Avos fell off, it's possible. Kasra Goinim should tzarech shia, this old Lashon Torah, Kasra should tzarech shia b'chol shear Arukh Hadas Avos. It's got to be triple the entire shear of the length of Hadas, chol shear Arukh Hadas Avos, v'imla possible, no, it's possible. Because I feel able rak pam echad shlosha b'chad kino. You only have one Meshullash situation. The entire Hadas, it still is kosher. We can't go up a Rambam. Rambam said, hey, but don't you have your Rosh? Here can you arrive it. The Rosh possibly. The Rabbi, the mitzvah, being a kol shirabos. The mitzvah, in other words, the preferable to have the entire shir to be Meshullash. The kuva, but the impediment being bi'evet berubo, as long as the majority is Meshullash. I feel ain't about Meshullash, even if it's not Meshullash at the top. Hey, Pir Dvar, explain the Torah. The Nashru Rov Avos, in most of the leaves fell off. I know Shenashu Shnayim Yashloisha, 2 out of 3. It's possible. I mean, it's not that about a case where there are 7 and 4 fell off. It's about 3 when 2 fell off. I'm not sure but if only 1 of the 3 fell off, I feel called Arukh Hadas. Even throughout the length of Hadas, it's kosher. So the Mishnah says, "Is my clear to my Lishaim Alacha or Mekel b'Shishas in a Mokom of Chak." Wow. Okay, Mishnah is Mekel like the Arukh HaShulchan in this case. Pikar Avos Kama Tzarech, and how many of these Meshullash levels do you need? It's got to be the entire length of the das. It says 1 time. According to the Rambam, also the same thing. He writes, Noshu Rova Love, and most of its leaves fell off. The 3 left on 1 level, it's Kshera, Akal the Silver Torah, the Mamish Kamar b'Makam Echad. The Torah holds, it's literal what he says with Makam Echad. There's an alternative Shan Rambam, which also makes sense. That he means each and every level, at start off with 7 or whatever, now it's down to 3, it's still kosher. Not that you only need 1 level. Of a Rosh Yechir arrive it. Rosh possibly arrive it. Preferably the entire thing should be Shlosh. But the Evet, Sagi Berubo. The Evet, majority is good enough. A Pachs Miro, no clue. Less than majority, it's nothing. But the Rove, which is kosher in any event, I feel like Avos shows even in the time of Shlosh at the tip. Please say Yesh Berubo, Yesh Avos. So there, according to this, in most of it is Avos. Muto Leko Avos. And minority of it is not Avos. Ben Shlo Yusham Shlosh Klau, where there weren't 3 at all, or Hayu Menashu, or there were and they fell off, kosher. I feel Hayu Zebrosha, even if it's at the top. But now it says Niktam Rosh Apostle, the top is snapped. It's possible Niktam Eitzel. That's when the branch itself has been snapped. V'lomayer Balin Kibalulav. It's not talking about the leaves as it did by Lulav. Lulav Leka Eitz Lamala. By Lulav, when you get to the top, there's no longer any wood. Ava Badas having Eitz Barosho, but Badas is wood all the way to the top. Flavine Rabbi say Baal Shulchan Aruch Gankin Olchu B'derech Rosh Vatur. The Baal Shulchan Aruch also the Chamer Ramah also followed the Rosh and the Tur, and Shlois Bayafa, but they didn't explain it clearly. Sifav, they write in Sifav, Hadashnik them Rosh kosher. Hadas, which was snapped, the head was snapped off, it's kosher. Nashar of Olav, if most of its leaves fell off, if there are 3 leaves left on 1 level, Kshera. It's kosher. It says if many came out in 1 level, the Nashim and the bunch that fell off, until there are only 3, Bekan Echad kosher. With Ifei Kosav, kasu the mitzvah in shekar or chadas abos. In it's so the mitzvah says all entire length of the hadash shemi mushush. Kuva, but what's absolutely necessary is beruba in the majority. I feel Ebrosha even it's not at the top. I can't show. Okay, if he said mashkasu sivav niktam rosha kosher. So that which they wrote that if niktam in sivav that when it's snapped on top it's kosher. Zeb niktam eitz. That's when the wood is snapped. Ba'avshe mishnah shnei apostle. Even though mishnah says apostle, because Harish v'Arosh. The rabbins of Rosh say the ain't halacha mishnah zu. No, it's not like this mishnah krabi tarfum. Like a tarfum in the Gemara. The Amar Sham he says I feel shlosh ketumim kosher. Even 3 of them are snapped up, it's still kosher. Chaim pasku Rambam batur. They also passed away. He says the ketumim the Rabbi Tarfon hem me'alim. The wood snapped is no good. It's only if the leaves snapped it might still be good. These are masnisin who the masnisin niktam in the Mishnah is who me'ates, and that's when the wood is snapped and that's no good even Rabbi Tarfon. Feni's bar says you have to this will clarify later on. It's not a simple shot. Shulchan Aruch when he's bar machlok is a Sif Yud. Shulchan Aruch they talk about this in Sif Yud. Zayin. V'zesh kasu that which they wrote in the Shtayr Shloshal Mekan Echor Kosher. That if there are 3 left and in one level that's kosher. Kamras B'chol B'chen Meken means on each of the levels. The shir avosel lechatchila kulo and the shir of it being mishlosh is preferably the entire length. Likuva because 3 tvachim. Kuva, and for impediment, it is Baruba the majority. Please are coined as La Locha Lamaise. Kenu, there's La Locha Lamaise. Timadas Mishush Baruba Shoshiro. If that das is Mishush in most of its sheer, she's Barbara Simatov Reish Nun, which we're going to learn in Reish Nun. Avshima Miutahu Belovos, even though the minority is not Mishush. Vafila Miutu Baroshan, even the minority is at the top of that das. Kosher. It's still kosher. Near the Baruba Avos, if the majority is Mishush, Nafu Kol Alin, and a minority of it, all the leaves have fallen off. Gamkin kosher, it's still kosher. Vav Shalom Matzot said before, and this didn't see is explicit. Nevertheless, Bechrech Kenu, it's gotta be that way. So Zesh Kosfu, which they wrote, Baruba Avos, then when the majority is Mishush kosher, Ba'Koch the Miuto Lo Nisha Rak Echad. Must see then the minority. Only 1 is left. If there are 2 left, so it's kosher no matter what. Because kosher, even the entire length is kosher. There are 2 left on each level. As you saw previously. So when the majority of the Mishulish fell, it's possible. When 2 on each level fell off. If 1 fell off, it's kosher even in the entirety. It's not explicit. It's not explicit the other way. So therefore, if there's majorities mishulish are raid mute or kosher, it's kosher no matter what the status of the mute. Even though there's only 1 leaf left on the level. And he says, he adds on, and 1 leaf is like no leaves. So therefore, that whole area section be kosher even has no leaves whatsoever. Mishnah says also, the miyut, the minority, even it's completely missing. All leaves are gone. Or if it's not in that minority, it's not avos, because it's 2 and 2 or 2 and 1, still it's kosher b'diavad. Ches, Yom Shalom Pasul. If the leaves are dried, it's possible. If they wilted, it's kosher. If what's considered to be dry? When they're white. Because as long as the leaves are green, even they can be cracked with a fingernail, kosher. So that's the case. Why different than lulav? Lulav, we go after the fingers, the snapping of the fingernail. And they should be lulav. Because by lulav, it becomes white before it becomes breakable. Because it started out growing white and only became green afterwards. That's supposed to Hadashi Kor Yarok. Starts out being green. It becomes snappable before the white sets in. So we go whatever comes last. In this case, the white. Achzel das Rabbeinu Ramah. That's going to Ramah, but that's Rabbeinu says the Gambulu and Chayil Nunis. Also by Lu, we go after white. Kamosha Kusam Lusim HaKoyim, as we wrote in the previous simon. Test. Dina Yabshus, Kedina Shir, the halacha of dryness, so like falling off. That's the Imsar rule, go for the majority. The Rov only is Yabshu. Most of the leaves are dry. Puzzle, Yuta Kasher, if a minority are dry, it's kosher. L'chein im b'chol kakani b'syabshu shnayim or fil b'ruban puzzle. Therefore, if all the levels 2 are dry, or even if the majority of levels 2 are dry, it's possible. If only one leaf on each level becomes dry, it's kosher. But there's one kula in drying up, which is not applicable to where it falls off. The royal person, according to most poskim, if the topmost layer, at the top of the twig, the 3 moist leaves, I feel ruban these yabish kosher, even the majority became dry, it's still kosher. Well, down in the shear, it's not like where the leaves fell off the puzzle chaygamna, which in such case we only have the 3 top leaves left. Everything fell off. It's not. It's going to be puzzle. The rest going to rakadas either kosher except according to the itzer. Must have a sifei as we saw sifei. Should listen to the garner because they're not there at all. Have a biyavshu, but they're dry. The islu there. Hakamayim shu kosher. Everybody agrees it's kosher. But that afka el yoyin. It's only if the topmost is intact. Okay, if not, lo havi hadar. It's not hadak shel yonim lachim. It's not mutter. The kshal yonim lachim when the top leaves are moist. Havi hadar it's going to be hadar even throughout. Afim l'shem yibeshim, even though the rest of it is dry. Lo yishayim, because not if the moist level is somewhere else other than the top.